It's a motorcycle. Thank you. Parts! There we go. First things first is I'm going to go through the crankcase and clean it out. I'm going to remove this plate so I can spin the crank a little easier and spin it through. What I did so I have tension on my chain is I run it up through a hose, this little hose on a line, and so that way it keeps tension on the crank, so that way I can spin it freely without the chain binding on the wire that I ran through it before. I'm also going to wash the engine up, make it look nice and pretty, and maybe give it a few coats of spray paint, considering there's some metal showing through that as well, make it look nice. So yeah, let's get to it. So while removing the skid plate from underneath the engine, I got most of them out, most of the nuts and bolts out for pretty good. Let's see if I can get that to focus better. Got most of them out pretty good, but one, all but one. I twisted one off, so hopefully I can get to him. He is right back there on the backside here. Right there. Hopefully I can get on him with a channel locks and break him free from the backside. If not, drill, tap, and die. I don't know about you guys, but I really want to see how bad this oil is coming out. I'm wondering if they ever gave it an oil change. Oh, yeah. I'd say that's pretty black. What does it taste like? Not good. Getting some metal in there. Getting my minerals for the day. A little bit of gas. Yeah, overall not good. So I'm going to fill up this crankcase with gasoline and spin it around a few times. Hopefully that'll settle out any of the metal flakes down into the bottom, where I'll drain it out through the drain plug again. Started doing that. Pour some gasoline straight down. The reason why I'm using gasoline is because I want it to evaporate afterwards. I don't want to be using diesel and have residue of diesel in there when I go and put my oil back in. But just like this, I'm going to slowly spin it through. Hopefully that gets gasoline up into the guides and up into the oil passages and washes out any metal flakes that are left in the engine. This will help prolong the life after a catastrophic failure like we had with the piston. Just doing this hopefully will make it a longer lasting bike. So I actually have a brand new drain pan. I just bought it at a release. I'm going to drain out the gas that's in the crankcase, but I'm going to use a cloth and I'm going to cover up the hole that's in the bottom of here, so hopefully I catch any metal flakes that are down in the bottom, and so I can reuse the gas, putting it back in there. First wash was a little successful. I mean, we got most of the flakes out. They're pretty small, and I was going to try and show you with the camera, but it wasn't showing up very well. So just take my word for it. Now I'm going to do the second wash. I just left the gas from the first wash in here, and I'm just going to add it to a big jug at the end. This is the second gas bath wash. See if this is a different color than the brown we got before with the gas. Woo! I took a bath on that one, but that's alright. Right now I'm gonna go and get my piston, bring it over here, and I'm gonna put the piston on the
Don't hurt yourself.
on the connecting rod. I swear to God, I get there. I'm slow, but I get there. Just give me a second. This is the new piston that I got. It's not brand new, it's used, but the rings, what you want to do is you want to make sure they're offset. So you have a gap here, and then you want to put your other gap to the other side. Because if they're both in the same slot, like this, when they get pinched together, it would allow air to get past these passages. So that's why you offset them. Same with the oil rings. You make sure that the bottom oil ring is not in line with the other oil ring. So I'm going to take out my wrist pin. I'm going to lubricate that up really nice with some white lightning grease, white lithium grease, not white lightning. That's a type of alcohol. But I'm gonna take this wrist pin out, grease it up, put it in, and you want to make sure that that piston moves freely up on top of your connecting rod. If you're having a hard time removing your wrist pin, take a small socket, long socket, one that will fit in there, and you can drive them through usually. At least that's the way I do it. Mm-hmm. There's always an arrow on a piston, at least usually there's an arrow on a piston. You want to make sure that that arrow goes to the front. That's what it's meaning by that. Sometimes, in fact, pistons will have front written on there. So after you get your piston on, you want to make sure that it has free moving ability. It should move freely, back and forth on the wrist pin. If it doesn't, you need to go in and fix something. So I'm going to paint these up a little bit. I've got some nice so I'm going to paint these up. But now, which one's gray? Primer, got it. So I'm going to spray these down a little bit, clean them up to the best of my ability. I'm not that worried about it, to be honest with you. Just gonna... When putting a head back together, you would check your valve and see where it's making a seat. It makes a seat in the valve makes a seat in the valve seat, and it's cut at an angle. Well, this one, can you see this, like the little indent?
Mm-hmm.
So that indent isn't supposed to be there, and you would usually want to cut that flat. Well, since I don't have very much clearance here to cut it flat and make a good angle on it, I'm going to put it back together the way it is. I'd rather put it back together the way it is because I know it's making a seat than try and cut it and then it doesn't make a seat, and I'd have to get new valves for it, and I feel like those would be kind of hard to find for this old of a bike. So I've got my valves in with the springs and the keepers on. So now it's time for me to put my camshaft in. So what I need to do is I need to put a thin layer of, well, first I need to clean them off because they look a little dirty. You want to take a little bit of lithium grease and just coat these lobes. These lobes are what move the rockers up and down and open and close your valves. Well, now I'm going to put my covers back on, considering I put my cam in with both of the lobes down. Therefore, when I put my sprocket, cam, gear, sprocket, chain, timing chain sprocket, told you once I get there, the timing chain sprocket, I put the lobes down so I can put the timing chain sprocket on with the KZ200 to the top and the piston at top dead center. So now I'm just going to put on my, I don't want to call them valve covers, to be honest with you. Put on my covers here. Both sides. Those are also labeled as well. Tighten them down, not too tight, but it looked tight enough. Cam in, covers on. Front cover needs to stay off long enough so you can put your cam in and time it. So I'm going to go do that now. It's like Christmas, but only better. Make sure when you're putting these in you have a good grip over the clip, because otherwise it'll spring off like Speedy Gonzales on crack, and will be gone in the oblivion of the garage. So don't lose these clips, because it'll be very hard to find them. Also, you don't want it going down into the engine, because then you gotta flip the whole engine over to try and get it out, or magnet it out, and it's really hard to do that. Things are gonna get easier. Someday things will get brighter.
Now your cylinder is over top the piston. You have to move some of these out of your way.
So in order to put this into time, what you want to do is down on your flywheel, you have a T for top dead center, and on your thing, I've mentioned this a few times in this video already, but just to make it clear, and so you don't have to go all the way back to one video or the other, you can just go back to here or the one before it. KZ200 would be your top dead center on your camshaft, like that. When the KZ200 is pointing to the up position, there's a little metal tab in there that says top. If you get down here, there's a little metal tab right where my finger says. It says top. So you want that KZ200 line to be pointing to top, and you want your crankshaft to have on this line the T, just like that. I'll have to put this back into its chain and sink it onto the camshaft. So I got the top end buttoned up a little bit. Got the tensioner on, and all I need to do is put this cover back on. I currently have that drying with paint right now, so that should be just a little bit, but I think it looks pretty doggone good. I mean, that black really looks nice. Trying to put the head in, I scratched it a little bit there on top. Now I'm just adding some engine oil to it, and I've got my old Valvoline coming in handy, SAE 40, in the old quart size container. They don't even make them like that anymore. I'll probably put that up on the shelf with all the other fancy old containers up there, like a relic. So I put a quart in with this, and then I'm going to do something that no one should ever do, but I do, and I think it's probably a sin. But this is the only 10W40 I have, so I'm adding that to it as well. They're both SAE. Nothing is, what's it called? Synthetic. Yeah, none of it's synthetic, so it should be good. So I'm going to add this, and I'm going to see what it feels like with compression after I add some oil to it. So, not going to lie to you, I kind of want to see if this thing just runs, you know? I don't want to go any farther and see it doesn't run, so I'm going to give it a little bit of happiness in a can, and see if she pops off. Cross your fingers. Cross your keyboards. Whatever you're watching this on. Just cross it. Break your phone in half. Give it a little spritsky. Open the throttle open. Don't even have the throttle hooked up. Let's see if she gives it her paw. She sounds good. Alright. Worth it! While I had the torch out, I figured I'd come in and try and loosen up this stuck bolt with a little bit of heat. There's a saying in the Midwest, and it's known as, it can't be stuck if it's a liquid. Now, we're not going to try and melt this thing off. I want to at least get it hot enough so that the metal will expand and loosen its tight grip that it has on that screw. Alright, I heard a pop. Try not to catch the bike on fire. With that bolt out, I was able to find a replacement bolt in my miscellaneous lifetime accumulation of nuts and bolts. And yeah, it's not pretty. It doesn't match very well, but I have the skid plate back on, and she shines. I mean, she has a little bit of a glistening look to her, so that looks nice. Looks a lot better than before, at least. I found out why I had a sticky throttle. Since this is broken out here, what was happening was my grip was getting stuck on the metal part and wasn't allowing the throttle to come all the way back into the closed position, so it was sticking on me. What I might do is I might come back and I either will buy a new one, or I will come back and I will put a pop can right here, so then it protects the metal from getting grabbed from the sticky rubber, and hopefully I can keep it from sticking on me. So since it was broke out, you know, and it was sticking, the grip's sticking to that metal underneath the handlebar, what I did is I just put a bush can underneath, and now hopefully when I slide the grip on, it will still return to its rightful place. Now that I have the grip on, still returns. Didn't have to buy a single piece. Maybe a little bit chintzy, it'll work. If it fails on me, I'll let you know. If not, I think it'll probably last a while, hopefully. Yeah, there's some bugs I need to fix out, but she runs. And she doesn't go all the time. So, that's good. Know that the piston and everything's working. And the bearings aren't torn to shit. So, yeah. Hopefully it'll make a good bike. If not, maybe I could crush it with something. I don't know. Part it out. Jump it off a cliff. Whatever works. So, that's going to be the end of this video. I'm sorry that I couldn't get the bike driving, and I'm sorry I didn't get it sold. I know you guys were looking forward to the whole how much you paid for it, how much you sold it for. But since the bike has a title, I'd really like to get that into my name before I go and sell it. And with the state of things, you have to set up an appointment in appointment. And I live in Scott County, so it was going to take like a couple months to do that. Also, if it looks like I'm in a different area, I'm actually back up at school in Ames, so that's kind of put a damper on the whole bike build. But look forward to it and more videos. I'm definitely going to keep working on it, and I'm definitely going to keep up the content, or try to, while I'm under the names. I've only got 2 classes this semester, and then I'm done for good, and then I'll get my bachelor in criminal justice. Also, the bike I thought was going to be an easier project, but it wasn't. So, but thank you guys for watching. Go like, subscribe. Check out all my other buddies on YouTube, like Junkyard Digs, Vise Garage, Thunderhead 289, Junkyard Mook, CarsandCameras. And I think that's it for right now. At least that's all I can think of on the top of my head. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you here next time on Golden Ruster Bus.